down 6-0 going into the bottom of the eighth. Pittsburgh Pirates tie the game in the ninth, force extra innings, but in the end, they lose 12 in the 12th. The series with the Diamondbacks, probably one of the biggest series of the season, is now tied at 1, and they have to face a left-handed pitcher in Game 3 in the finale for the series win. It was one of those games to where you were ready just to say let's flush it and go for the series win on Wednesday, and it quickly turned into that there was a chance that they could have been going for the sweep on Wednesday. And I guess you got to give the offense the credit there to never giving up and when biding their time and finally when the opportunity comes, they took advantage of it. Down 6-0 going to the bottom of the eighth. Ryan O'Hearn kicks off the scoring with the double. Andy Rodriguez, Marcell Ozuna drive in runs. Bottom of the ninth, they're down 3. Brandon Lau hits his 22nd home run of the season. Very next batter, Brian Reynolds goes back-to-back. Tie ball game. Teams exchange runs in the 10th. No one scores in the 11th. Diamondbacks score in the 12th. Pirates weren't even in bottom of the 12th. They weren't even able to get the runner over. Nick Gonzalez grounds out to third, and then the next 2 hitters strike out. Game over. Rewinding back to the beginning of the game, the Pirates were kind of in this situation because Bubba Chandler had another rough outing. Gave up 5 runs, 4 earned on 8 hits, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts over 4 innings pitch. You're really, really kind of hoping that he was going to build off of his last start against the Yankees, where he 6 1/3 a shutout baseball, but kind of reverted back to previous. I think there'd been some signs to where you kind of felt like maybe things were starting to click, but ultimately when you just can't throw strikes consistently enough and you're having to dial things back and change and this and that, and you're seeing the whiff rates drop on all his pitches. Is the fastball 4 out of 17 whiffs, 24%. This slider and changeup both at 17%. Had a overall whiff rate of 18%. Just not. It's for the stuff that we all know he has. That's just not what you want to see. It's at this point in the season, he's over 100 innings pitched now. So he has a 4.64 ERA with 93 strikeouts and 104 2/3 innings pitched. Now, he's not nearly walking the amount of guys that he was early in this season, but with the way he was kind of walking guys at the beginning of the season, it was going to be hard for him to pitch this deep into the season at that kind of rate. So he's cut it down a little bit. Yeah, it's still a 12% walk rate, which is not ideal for a starting pitcher. And it's not like he's getting a lot of strikeouts to go with it either. His strikeout rate is a tad under 21%. It's obviously it'd be nice if we saw a lot more of the Bubba Chandler that we saw last year in his run towards the end of the season. But you still have Paul Skeens, you still have Jared Jones, you still have Braxton Ashcraft, you have guys there to where you don't necessarily need Chandler to be middle to top of the rotation arm, and you're eventually going to want to see that at some point. It's just like, I think, yeah, sure, young rookie season, first full year, there's going to be some lumps, but I think at some point you're going to want to see something click and to see him start taking a noticeable step forward, and not just, one out of every couple starts. Really want to see things just consistently start to look like the Bubba, and maybe, I mean, this is a guy that clearly you look at him pitch when he's at the top of his game, and you see the kind of stuff that can rival be a top of the rotation type of arm. And maybe we don't see that this year. And I think that's fine. I don't think we need to see that this year. If Jared Jones keeps pitching well, if Ashcraft kind of gets things going, if Paul Skeens is there, maybe even there's a chance that like Mitch Keller turns things around in the second half. So at that point, you're looking at Bubba Chandler as like your fifth starter. So I don't think you need him to be what I don't think you needed him to be reaching his ceiling right now. I just think at this point we're getting ready to go into August. Yeah, this is it for Bubba Chandler for July. This is it for him for this part of the season. He only has August and September left now to kind of get things going. I think it's kind of time that we start seeing everything kind of come together and take those couple steps forward, and maybe not being lights out, but being consistent, being someone they can rely on to get through the lineup a couple of times, to go 5 or 6 innings, to not, be throwing 60, 70, 80 pitches through three and 4 innings pitch. Be someone that just show that you can be a consistent starting pitcher in the majors. That's all. I think that's all we're looking for right now. We don't need him to be top of the rotation Bubba Chandler, even though we've seen it. We saw it last year. We know it's there. He had that one rough start with against Milwaukee, and then he just kind of cruised through the rest of the season. We've seen it. We know it's there. We saw some of it this year. I just want to see some consistency, and that begins with throwing strikes, and that begins with trusting your stuff to where you can throw it in the zone. And I think I don't know. I don't know where we go from here if that doesn't start clicking. I know you don't, with someone with that kind of upside, you don't give up on it, but also I don't know. I think if the Pirates want to make a true push here towards the playoffs, they're going to need some consistently competent starts here from Bubba Chandler. Some starts that you can sit there and say, okay, this is a major league starting pitcher here, and more than just a guy that is gonna go out there and have a good game, and then the next 2, 3, or 4, you're wondering if he's going to get into if he's even going to make it into the 5th. Because if a couple less runs here, a couple less hits there, he pitches 5 or 6, gives up 3 or 4 runs, and maybe we're looking at a different kind of game. Maybe you are going for the sweep at that point. But we'll see. Someone who, I guess, I don't want to say that on the other side of like the performance thing here lately, I guess, Jake Mangum, another couple hits tonight. Just wanted to kind of talk about him for a minute, just because what he's done in July, what he's done since kind of stepping into that starting role when O'Neal Cruz went down, has been fantastic. And it's been exactly what you've kind of hoped he'd be, and then some. You know, not going to be a guy who fits, you know, quote unquote, better as the fourth outfielder and whatnot. But he's been so much more than that for the team. In July, he's batting 314, 366, 407 with 3 doubles, a triple, a home run, 5 stolen bases. He's played 21 games this month, has 27 hits. Out of those 21 games, he has hits in 16 of them, and 8 of those are multi-hit games. Just consistent, gets on base. It's a very frustrating at-bat to watch because he swings at everything. And I've mentioned this. I was at my dad's house watching the game on Sunday, and I said it that if he was able to cut the chase rate down just a bit, like he's running like a 50% chase rate right now. If he was able to cut that down to like even 30%, I feel like there's a chance he competes for like a batting title. Just because he's not swinging at the ball like a foot from the dirt and like beating it straight into the ground and grounding. Yeah, sure, sometimes he beats those out and stuff like that, but it can be a very frustrating. It can be a frustrating watch sometimes, but you can't argue with the way he stepped up, the effort that he puts in there. You know, the way he beats out infield singles. He's hustling. He goes, you know, first to third on a throwing error or on like a pickoff. So it's some of the little things are frustrating, but like, man, at this point, just so exciting and just you can't argue and like he's the little stuff that I have to nitpick about, it's kind of just like he's kind of just shut me up on it because he's just been great. He's just been, the Pirates aren't in this position without having him doing what he's done at the top of the lineup to kind of set the table for the Laus, the Reynolds, the O'Hearns, the Esmeralda, Valdez. Those guys have more RBI opportunities because of what Jake Mangum has been able to do. And we saw it again. Got on first. Got on base. Brandon Lowe drives him in with the home run. And so just great stuff from him. It's like I said, I've said this multiple times already. It's a frustrating watch sometimes, watching him swing at some things, and it's frustrating sometimes too, hearing the broadcast like glorify him fouling off like all these 0-2 pitches that are nowhere near the strike zone, and they're like, oh, look how well he fights off the this, that, and this and that. It's like, well, I mean, they're all balls. He's swinging, and like, it's good that he's able to extend the at bat. He does extend, he does get deep into counts. It's because he's swinging at all these balls and fouling them off. So, like I said, at this point though, don't mess with anything. Let it be. Let it ride out. Take the frustrating at bats take them, because for every couple of those he has, he's gonna have a couple to where like the exact same he does the exact same thing, beats it into the ground, and then he beats the throw and he's on first. And then you got a runner on first. He can steal base. He'll aggressively take another one if they try to pick him off and the ball gets loose or whatever like that. You take the good with bad, and he's been good. He's been nothing but good really lately. And another reason why the Pirates were able to scratch and claw and get back into the game on Tuesday. On the flip side, I think the Spencer Horwitz thing getting pushed back, which is weird that he's diagnosed with a concussion now, because there's that picture of him celebrating the walk-off hit. And if you try to say that it was from the getting hit by the pitch in Bradenton, he stayed in that game, and then he eventually hit a home run. So it's weird that all that kind of happened after he supposedly got a concussion, or if that's even it. I don't even think the team said that's when it was. It's like, I guess that was the obvious thing you kind of pointed to. So the Horwitz not coming back probably messed with this, but I think it's kind of time that the Tyler Callahan thing, he had his moments, which was great. Proved that he can be probably at least an up-down guy, at least through, until he's out of options or until you need that 40-man spot. But he could kind of be an up-down guy if you get him up here when the opportunity's there and you kind of need it and he's hot or something like that. He's shown he can do some stuff, but he's 6 for 38 with 17 strikeouts this month. It's a 158, 179, 211 line with only one walk to those 17 strikeouts. It's, like I said, he kind of gives you another option at first base instead of O'Hearn. So that's probably the reason why he's still here. But I think we're looking at the point now to where we need to do something here with that. And same thing with the Ozuna. He's hitting better than Callahan in July, but not by much. It's 8 for 34 with a double, home run, 6 walks to 9 RBIs. He's not playing much. He's a part-time DH, and just kind of feels like, it kind of feels like we're still here with that because of the money. The money's still, they paid a lot for him, so they're gonna milk it for as long as possible. Injuries haven't helped. I have to figure when someone like Cruz and Connor Griffin are on their way back, then we have to be looking at a situation to where we move on here. Because the only other guy left that you can probably move down is, you're not moving Valdez down. You can't do that. He's hit you. What can you imagine? So injuries have probably bought both of them more of an extended run than you probably wanted to do or want, or that they should have had. But those two should be the next on the chopping block here, because they're not providing much value here. It's easier to stash them on the bench whenever you have other guys hitting. But that it's once the team starts getting healthy, then we need to start kind of trimming the dead weight here. We can go through the minor league rundown before wrap things up. AAA, they're the They're the only affiliate to win tonight. They win 5-4. Emmanuel Valdez 1-for-4 with 2 RBIs. Deuce Gorson 1-for-1 with an RBI and 3 walks. Double A Altoona, they lose 12-3. Lonnie White Jr. 2-for-4 with 2 home runs. 14 with Altoona. He's at 21 now, I believe. 21 on the season. Jesus Castillo 1-for-3 with an RBI and a walk. Sammy Stafura 2-for-5. 2 home runs. He has 19 with Greensboro now. 20 on the season. Jared Jones hit a 3-run home run. It was 113 miles per hour off the bat. Brian Mena. He's actually strung together some decent outings lately. 7 strikeouts, over 6 innings pitched. Led the system in whiffs. Going back to Staffer real quick. He has 20 home runs on the season. 14 of them has come in July. He's played in 18 games. He's hit home runs in 11 of them. With Greensboro, he's hitting 302, 364, 665 with 19 home runs in 46 games. It's just an insane run that he's on, especially because he did not look good in Bradenton. He looked lost. He was struggling. Just something. I dropped him off the top 30 list after for the midseason update because he just looked so lost at the plate, and the swing and miss is still pretty high, but it's night and day. Something clicked, and this is one of the most absurd, insane runs that I think I've ever seen with a minor league player. Bradenton, they lose 11-3. Richard Ramirez, another guy who's hot this month, another home run with a double. Eddie King Jr. 2-for-4 with a double. Brent Iredale with a home run. Dario Francia, 3 shutout innings with 3 strikeouts. Both the Dominican teams lost. Jesus Luzardo 3-for-4 with 4 RBIs and 2 doubles. It's kind of the highlight there. That's going to do it for today's episode. Thanks for tuning in. Again, as always, subscribe. Bucks on Deck Substack. Daily content on the Pirates organization, top to bottom. Check out the YouTube channel. Upload videos there every week. Did a video breakdown of Erwin Ramirez late last week. Uploaded a couple of his starts on Tuesday. Head on over there to take a look at that. And we'll catch you guys again next time.